During the show, it's Dell Bigtree. That's a little later, leading up to that. By popular demand, to the point where he got recognized today in Naples, Florida. Somebody said, Herbinator? My father-in-law, Herb, is going to be here, and we'll get into all that. So, just a quick update. This has been a really good time. My in-laws are visiting. We've obviously have had Herb on. We did have a couple. We had some setbacks. We'll get into that. But I learned a lot. You know what? The setbacks, as bad as they are, they really. I don't even know how to start with all this. So, long story short. Are your pants undone? Oh no, that's your jacket. No. No. Oh my gosh. So when they first came down here, before we even get to this, I'm doing my best to keep away from the noise, like all the noise. I go to coffee and people are like, did you hear what that politician said? Or did you hear what this one said? Or did you hear what's going on with that? Did you hear about the emails? Did you hear about this one? Did you hear about Did you hear about that? Did you hear about it? Everywhere you go, that's all you hear. Like, do you hear what Trump said now? You can't believe it. Israel's, they're killing more people. It's just, we're occupied. There's chemtrails. It's not. I wonder what really happened to Charlie Kirk. It's non-stop. So, and I'm going to read you guys a message I got. By the way, Kyle's dad is here, who's becoming one of my favorite live audience, although we never have more than one. Although today we have two. So this doesn't matter like who you follow. People think the word conspiracy or whatever, or they think it's crazy. If you don't think that so many of us are controlled with our emotions by what you're reading on your phone, watching on the news, following your favorite politicians, grabbing a cause that you have no clue what's truly behind it. I'm going to give you a great example of where so many people are at this part in their lives where they don't even. Now imagine, so this lady writes to me a lot, and I feel terrible for her. I feel like she has this cause, and she really cares about children. Like there's a whole movement about the children, the Epstein file, blah, blah. We hit upon this multiple times. Everyone's hitting on it, which I could not ask for any better thing. Get it all out. I'm exhausted talking about it. So this lady writes, Dell Bigtree? Seriously? That rat bastard has done nothing for the children. This is at least how I see it. He's done nothing except profit off of misery. Now, and then are we allowed to curse on YouTube?
Yes.
She writes, "You fucking suck. You didn't give a fuck about sick
children. You're a piece of garbage just like the people you claim are. Goodbye. That's my favorite when they go, goodbye. They don't even say it, they type it. Goodbye, I'm leaving. The emotions of this. You don't hold a candle to Jimmy Dore anyway. Which, by the way, I'm a big fan of Jimmy Dore. Huge fan of Jimmy Dore. And I really mean that. So I'm not, you don't hold a candle to Jimmy Dore anyway. Done watching your bullshit. Here, and this is why I keep saying, and this is going to lead to another message that's a true story that happened this week. Do you think if there was no politics, or you weren't watching television, or you weren't on the internet nonstop, you can think of what you're doing in life, okay? Like, I'll be straight up with you. If someone cuts me off, I don't get mad because I don't take it personally. I just don't take it personally. I used to be the person that where if you cut me off, I would do my best to follow you up to. I'll go out of my way. If you go on the highway, I'll go an exit or two just so I can get a little. I'm not gonna do anything physical to you. I'm just gonna get alongside you so I can see what you look like. But I'm at the point where I don't take it personally. I don't take this personally whatsoever. It makes me reinforce how much this thing we live in completely controls your emotions. How do you if you're walking around and you just see a picture of this, you just see a picture of him, and that picture makes you grab your phone and just pure emotion. Seriously, you fucking suck. Like that is the fact that people can't control emotions like that. That frightens me. And that's how they sell hate. That's how they sell war. They're talking about going in and bombing more people and going to South America. And whatever excuse they say, just because we live here and we get the information from the television, from your favorite reporter, from your favorite politician, we're going, yeah, blow them up, kill them. Any right human being in their right mind is starting to wake up and go, why does this small group of individuals that call themselves a politician, that get to represent you and your country, me and my country, why does this group take my money? They take your money. This kid's the autism. This lady's losing her mind most likely because I've seen some of her things, and it's about sick children. And she's trying to save children. I don't know what this text is about, but I know her emotions are like, somebody help me. At the end of the day, I feel horrible for her. But this is the power of hate. This is the power of people going, yeah, this group has a right to defend themselves. Everyone has a right to defend. Here's defense. Whoa. Oh, you did that. That's defense. But yet we're willing to watch these images that we're fed. We don't know who's feeding them us. Who's feeding the images that we watch every day? Who's feeding us? Besides the people getting paid to sell it. We're going to sell you murder today, and by the time we're done selling you, you're going to want us to murder people. Brainwashing is a conspiracy. Quack, quack. This lady lost, so many people lose their minds, and you don't even know what you're losing your mind about. You have no clue what you're losing your mind about. Did you see what this one said today? No, I didn't see what this one said today. My mother-in-law's in the hospital. No, I didn't see this one. There's a missing person in the neighborhood. No, I didn't see this one. My nephew's going through some stuff. No, I didn't see this one because do you understand that's what all this does? It takes you away. It's just that we have to walk away from everything that's feeding us hate, war, killing, murder. This group is bad. Be scared of this group. They're selling fear. Fear, fear, fear. Fear and division. We have to start facing the things that start selling simply love. Love, community, spirituality, faith, kindness. Why is that being blocked so hard? And I want to give you an example of something that happened. So about 8 days ago, this guy, there's a helicopter in my neighborhood, and it's really low. It's like 10:30 at night. So I go outside, and everyone in the neighborhood sees that there's this helicopter, right? And it's and it would stay over one particular area for a long time. So a lot of us from watching cop shows just assume, oh, there's a whack job in the neighborhood and the cops are after him. But then the helicopter would come over to another part of the neighborhood and it had like this red light on it. So I'm like, whoa, is this it? Is this me watching the internet? Here comes damn it, the New World Order, and they're at my house. Damn it. I knew I shouldn't have talked about Israel. I'm sorry. I'll put on a yarmulke. I love you guys. All conspiracy theories that go through my head. Oh, no, I saw this 6 years ago where they monitor you. And this happened for a couple days. So it turns out there's a guy, 68 years old, leaves his house at 3 a.m. No, I don't mean to laugh, but he leaves with his underwear on in the middle of the night and his shirt, and that's it. That's all he's got. You know who I'm talking about? Yeah. So this guy, he's, they got a picture of him just leaving. They're like, here's the last we saw him at 3 a.m. and he's leaving. So there's a missing guy, right? His name was Matthew Bailey, Naples. And now it's going on like 2-3 days, right? And they can't find this guy. Now, then you find out this guy lived at the end, he lived a couple miles away. But the rumor was he liked hanging out in this area because he's lived here his whole life in Florida, and he knew this area well. He'd go through the woods and hiking and all this stuff, so most likely, and he would be seen walking through this particular neighborhood a lot. So they kept looking and looking. Now, we run into his family last Sunday, right? The Sunday that passed. And, we're in the driveway picking these people, and we see this young lady. We're like, hey, how you doing? And she goes, my name is, hi, we lost my uncle like, oh, you're the one. She's like, yeah, we got search teams, and they're doing so much, and they're doing everything they can, looking for my uncle. You know, he had a brain injury, so a lot of people think he's homeless, which, you know, he has a long beard, and he's old, he's got a little brain damage, so he doesn't probably speak right. And unfortunately, we're afraid people are not going to realize he's with us and he's missing. And they're looking everywhere. And she's like, and then we're like, oh, God, sweetie, you know, what's your name? I believe her name was Regan. And I think it was Regan, right? And we go, well, we're really sorry. We'll put the word out today. And we give suggestions of, you know what, we'll do it over here, and we should call these people and put it on the Facebook and all that jazz. And she goes, yeah, you know, my mom used to take care of him, but she just recently passed away. And the young lady's eyes immediately swelled up. And we all saw the pain. Not just that this young lady was going through the fact that her uncle's missing, but she just lost her mom. We've all lost somebody that just hits your life so hard. It takes a long time to heal from that for a lot of us. And you saw the minute I saw that, the natural emotion of, my God, I want to help. I hate seeing someone hurt like that. I understand that feeling. And we got out of the car and we gave her a hug, you know? And she started crying. And she's like, no, it's good. You know, we're going to find him. We're going to find him. We're going to find him. Right? All right. Cut to. Now there's a cold front coming into Florida. And when I say cold front, like it's like, do you remember how cold it got? Yeah, like 50s in the morning. It was, you know, some people in Alaska are like, 50s? Is he serious right now? Someone in Quebec is like, le faveur, fiton. Ah, pas de toi, le foussoir, le boudoir, et tout soutenu. Herbie, down goes Herbie with the accent. Herbie goes down. He loves the accent. Bonsoir, le couture, la phrase, c'est lui, ça, oh, c'est nommé. C'est nommé. La votre c'est pas le couture, le Herbie. I got to bring Herbie on tour. I got to bring the 2026 Jim Breuer tour with special guest Herbinator. It might happen. Don't die on me right now. Don't die on me right now. He's sitting going. I've never seen anyone so violently cough in my life. He sits there and he goes like this. He'll go. And then what about when you sneeze? You go. And everyone's like, geez, Herbie. He screams, right? You go. Like, oh my God. It's so funny. Bonsoir, les futurs. Someone have one femme. Oh, fais-toi. Donc, si futur. Merci. The Herbinator strikes right in the middle of one of Jim's rants, which is great because Jim really didn't know which way he was going at that moment. I did. I'm just pretending. We have a new cameraman today that hasn't figured out cutting to Herb quick enough. Just murdering the live show. Okay. So, oh my God. So, with that said, we feel bad for the young lady, and we go out that night, blah, blah, blah. Now, the cold weather's showing up, And some people are like, this is where some people hang on to hope, and some people go, yeah, now he's gone. Now, Herbie comes in. Let's go to meet Herbie. Herbie and my mother-in-law come in, right? And the day they arrived, the helicopter was on top, right? And we go, now I'm in the back, and the helicopter's right above. He comes out, makes a grand entrance. Mr. Positive. Yeah, he's dead. He's probably in a gator's belly right now, probably halfway out in the Pacific.
That's what I thought. He got eaten.
Now,
The gators you got in your backyard? Whoa.
I got big. I do. I have big.
There are two big ones back there.
I do. There's two today.
Yeah.
I think the crocodile was there.
Wow.
Was the
I think
crocodile
they're both alligators, but everybody thinks they're crocs.
No. There's one. I don't know if he was out there today, but the one is definitely lighter. It's a crocodile. Yeah. I'll show you. You know when you look for the the snout and the teeth. So now you gotta understand something. His daughter is very. She got the Bibles open. The Bibles are open in the house. There's the Jesus saying of the day. Okay, so she's sitting there going, Kyle's dad is gonna die. I think so he's sitting there. And, my wife's like, I just pray to God. You pray all you want, but his dad, he's in a gator's belly. And no matter what she'd say, he'd take out a chainsaw and just take her right there. What was the other one? She goes, she's like, oh my God, like, I hope he's. Because now we're reading where there's a possibility that he's stuck in someone's lanai because he wanders in the neighborhoods and because he's got brain damage. He has brain damage from something that happened years before, and he may be in a lanai and somehow got stuck there and doesn't know how to get out. So now we've got the entire neighborhood looking in other people's lanais and going door to door. It's getting more intense now, right? Herbie's going, strap it down to 50 tonight. He'll freeze to death. Right? No, this is good. He said, I'll tell you right now, the gator has them, and because it's cold, he brings them all the way to the bottom of the water. And my wife is like, Dad, stop it. I'm just telling you, D.
That's right.
Oh my God. So then I think after that, the helicopter came over, and then we had two or three nights where it was 50 degrees. It was really chilly. So after that, though, now it's getting to like day 6, and this guy's still missing. And one day, I think my daughter was with me. Yeah, I think she was with me, and she goes, and we're driving in the neighborhood where he was last seen, and you were in the car when at the don't give away the ending. Okay. But you did. Fine, I won't. He wasn't in a gator belly. He was in a crocodile belly. Don't die. Your wife's in the hospital. We don't need you in there now, too. And she's fine, by the way. She's fine. She's going to be out tomorrow, so it'll be good. What was it just saying?
I was in the car.
Oh, yeah. So we're driving in the neighborhood, and we see the niece again. We see you with me?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so we see Regan and her sister, and we were looking at the abandoned buildings. The abandoned houses. Was that what you?
No.
Oh, no, you were the last day. We're going to get to that. So now we're looking in abandoned houses. There's some houses that are built, but no one's living in them yet. And she's looking in all of them. She's like, sometimes he wanders, and they're. I said, why do you keep checking this one area? Now they got dogs. They had guys on horses. They had different counties showing up. Everyone's in on this. If you go to the local bar in the community, everybody's talking about it. You know, some people are like Herb, and some others like, I'll tell you where he isn't right now. He isn't alive. Tell you that. I think all that's going on. And if he is alive, he's going to have blisters on his face. Whatever. It's, you know, people are losing some hope with it, right? So with that said, she goes, you know, the dogs were smelling him, and they gave up at this point right at where the woods start. And she goes, what's confusing is they didn't go into the woods, but normally it's not just one dog, it's multiple dogs. Like we lose him right around here. And there's like a wall going this way, and it's like mangroves, swamp, mosquitoes, pythons, bobcats, black bear, just not good copperheads, rattlesnakes, gators. Herbie throws in a good one from the side. Yes, and gators. And I'll tell you what. Wait, what'd you say?
There's not sharks.
What? What?
This is a good thing there's not sharks in it.
No. Yeah, thank God there's no sharks in there. So as we're... Now, I'm not going to lie to you. It comes to, I think, it was going on the last day. And I'm not going to lie to you. I personally... I didn't know this guy from a hole in the wall, but I saw the family, and all I can think about is, oh my God, the poor. Everyone's got struggles, but can you imagine not having that closure in your life? And I don't know the guy from a hole in the wall, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. Every time I go, it's out of my hands, it's God's head, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. And I kept saying, God, I hope they find this guy for the family, whether he's moved on or has not moved on, whether he's passed away or not. God, please, that's got to be a hard. And I would imagine some of my family members like just missing. And I could not, I don't know how I'd sleep ever again. I really don't. Like if my uncle just left the house and nobody knows where, the dog stopped, and they don't know if he's got picked up by a car. They don't know maybe he drowned because he had a ticking thing. And they said, we can track him, but it stopped. It stopped ticking. It stopped pinging. So did he would he disappear? Aliens come and get him? So with that said, I kind of losing hope, and it's going, I think, like on day 10, maybe? 7? Day 7? Day 7 happens. Let me see. Yeah, day 7 happens. And we go to coffee. You and I went to coffee. And the day before, I know this sounds terrible, but I'm like, maybe he's passed, and he's probably passed. Maybe we should look for vultures circling. Right? Am I lying? That's what we were like. And I kept saying, look for the birds. The vultures will tell you something's passed away around here. Now, they were looking in areas in my neighborhood that, like, they were going deep in the swamp and helicopter over there, and they were looking everywhere because they said he would do that stuff. Well, this one day, this is the day before the last day, all right? There's a big, I went to the community pub, and they said, are you going to the community volunteer search party? And I went, you know, and that's another thing. My wife, on like day 6, she's like, let's go look in the mangroves. I'm like, hon, we're not going in the mangroves. And she's like, no, let's take the kayaks out. And I'm not going in the mangroves. And before you call me heartless and I don't care about the guy, I just, no, you're not adventurous and you don't know when the tide is high and when it's low. And I don't want to be in there when there's 15 million mosquitoes and there's spider webs and the sun's coming down and we don't know where we're at and there's pythons and gators. Thank you, Herb. There's gators, which is where he is. He's in the belly. And, right, but she was hell-bent on, she had to get out of her system. It was in her system as well. A lot of people were thinking about this human being and their family. Everyone that didn't even know this individual, didn't know the family, okay? So we go to coffee that day, and as we come back, we see the search team. There's like 40 cars lined up, and we go, oh, this must be the... And they're going door to door with this man, Matthew Bailey's poster. And they're going door to door, everyone in the neighborhood, doing everything they can. And I was just like, oh, God, this. I was pretty convinced he was gone. And, dude, I'm not even lying to you. I was like, God, please, help, please, this family, just give him closure, right? My wife the night before she wrote out a prayer. You know, did you know that?
No, but
Right, you can write all you want, he's in the gator's belly. You can write it all you want, it's in the gator's belly. So she writes just like, God, would your will, and you take them for the family, please, right? So people are doing what they can. As we come in our neighborhood, we see people everywhere searching around, right? Remember that? Now we come into right by my house. And my daughter's in the car, and she goes, whew. You know when you're driving around and you smell death? You know when you're like, oh, God, something's dead. Something's dead. Dead rat, dead cat, dead mouse. Something's dead. You could smell that, right? So we smell death, and sure enough, we looked up, and there's vultures. There's vultures circling. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, and not only are they circling, but they're landing. But you can't see them because they're in the swamp area, right where it turns water, and it's heavy bush. And so we're trying to look. So I go in the house, I get binoculars, and I ride my bike. But I don't want to make the call. This could be a rabbit. I look like an idiot. I'm like, I think he's in there. You can smell. And so he comes over, he's got his binoculars, and he's counting the vultures. I see, this is all I see. I see 1, 2, there's 2 vultures, 2 buzzards. Wait a minute, nope, there's 3. There's 3, 4, there's 5 buzzards. There's 5, wait, 1 just flew to that branch. There's 3 more in there. So he's counting the buzzards the whole time. Now there's 6 buzzards. So you know what? Comes 3 more. There's 11 buzzards. So 11 minus 3 is 8. Now there's 8 buzzards. Some of them are lower branch, 4 buzzards. He's a total Rain Man with the buzzards. So Now, am I right? You had those big binoculars on. You were like this is about
What I said to the lady.
11 buzzers. Wait. What'd you say to the lady?
I didn't know she was a relative. I said, when they land, there's something dead down here.
He did. So while the buzzards are there, a search team is coming towards us. All right, and they're all garbed up. They got stuff like they're ready to go in there. And he says to me, he goes, "Yep, when they landed, something's dead in there."
I didn't know she was a relative.
I don't know. Well. so with the, I know that's why sometimes we think before we speak, but that's. It wasn't as bad.
Keep your mouth shut and be thought stupid, then open it and remove all doubt.
I think that's the quote for next week. So this family goes into the bush, and they're getting closer and closer to the vultures. Closer and closer to the vultures. And then when they got really close, a bunch of them kind of took off. And I was pretty convinced they were going to find them. We were both pretty convinced. And while they reached there, I literally went, oh. And then I went, oh, man, what is that going to look like when they find this poor guy? And then all of a sudden, the lady sitting next to us goes, they found him. They just found him. Is he dead or alive? I don't know. They did. It's on this street. And a bunch of us get on the street. We get in our cars, and we start driving where they say they found him. We go to the end of the neighborhood, and you can see ambulances. There's cop cars. There's a bunch of people. There's golf carts with people in the community, and they found this guy. You can look up the article, Matthew Bailey, missing Naples, Florida. And they carry him out. He's got no shoes, no socks, like no pants, what he left in. And this guy survived with a brain injury, and they found him behind a wall, just behind, full of ants, alive. And he's being treated now. I don't know his condition or whatever. And I tell you what, I ain't gonna lie to you. When I saw the family, and you heard them like, hey man, yeah, and he was unconscious, but people were crying. People were moved. I teared up. I held back tears. And I realized these were tears for just sheer joy. Just joy to see the happiness of a family. And this is in my opinion, this is the power of love, because no one there cared about who you voted for. No one cared about who killed Charlie Kirk and what do you think? Are you Democrat? Are you Republican? Are you an anti-vaxxer? Are you an event? Nobody cared about that. Oh, you having him on the show? That he doesn't care about shit. Nobody cared. And I saw in my own two eyes how a community can get together when we turn that noise off. And that, I'm telling you, it's a beautiful. Everyone that I saw there, that maybe I judged for whatever reason. If I show up in a community event or the bub, or I think, oh, this one's that way or this one's that way, I'd shame on me, because it broke all those boundaries. It broke all the boundaries of judgment, and that is the power of pure love and pure inspiration. Can you imagine if we were taught that in schools? Can you imagine if we were shown that 24/7? Can you imagine if our president or any president of the United States or any other country came out and talked with passion and talked about pure love and incredible situations? Can you imagine? Maybe that's why they killed that guy. Imagine all the people. Somebody's got to shut him up, sire. He's talking about peace when we're trying to kill people in Vietnam and get their goddamn minerals and oil. I mean, freedom, freedom. Send the children of America there. They'll fight as long as we say freedom. That may be the purest of all evil, wanting to continue to kill for a cause. And yet, it's too much for you to believe and too much for so many people to believe that that exists. The power of turning away from this machine, the power of this hate-mongering war, laughing about talking about sending bombs to another country, laughing about murdering human beings, excited that you're getting revenge, exciting for all the demonic things that run a demonic, dark way of living. The power of love conquers all of it. Community, looking after each other. I'm telling you, it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my lifetime. It was such a great lesson to get back into just a neighborhood. A couple of us are like, hey man, we heard you pulled your ass while you were playing wiffle ball. My friend watches you on your live YouTube show, and he said you were playing wiffle ball and you pulled your ass. Is when you get better, dude, I'd love to play. Now we're going to have a full-blown, a bunch of us, we already, because of Matthew Bailey, we're starting up a wiffle ball league. Thank you, and we're going to call it the Matthew Bailey Wiffle Ball League. And we're going to have T-shirts that look like him. He's putting communities together. This guy went missing, and he brought lives together. Because inside of us, there is a deeper, deeper spirit where we actually care about one another. Except for the monsters and the noise continue to try to talk you out of that feeling. And we should not like one another. And we should join little gangs. And we should point fingers at all the different gangs and try to divide us. Okay, that was a long 45-minute rant. But I'd like to thank Robin that started this off. And this is what I'm talking about, taking negatives and making them positive. So to Robin, I hope whatever's going on in your life, I hope you feel better. I hope you feel completed. I hope you don't let your emotions take control of you that with such dominance that you're willing to just throw stuff out like there. I know you're better than that. I know you're more powerful than that. I know you got a good cause behind you, and use that cause for positive beauty into your cause rather than worrying about who I'm having on or what the next person's talking about. Keep your eyes on you, and you will be able to empower yourself with that energy that you use to go, yeah, that, hey, love. Wow, feels so much better. Okay? So try to go from, can't even believe you suck, to, oh my God, I care so much about this. This is what I'm going to do. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. It's really not. Every time you find yourself going, let me tell you something about this, man. Take that and go, hi, sweetie. Can I made a cake for you, and I don't even make cakes. And I just felt like, I thought you were a cool neighbor. And I was like, dude, we should get to know you, so I made some cake. All right, man, have a go. You want to play wiffle ball? It's not that hard. It's not that hard. It's really not. To go from, I bet you this one probably doesn't believe in vaccines, and maybe they should know about the swine flu. And if it wasn't for the measles shot, what are you, an anti-vaxxer? Are you an anti-vaxxer? take that energy and go, I heard you're having some issues with your uncle who poops his pants 3 times a week. Dude, it sucks to be you. I still think about it. I gag, but I got you, bro. I got you, bro. We're going to set you up. I can help you out. I can help you out. It's not that hard. It's not that hard if you stay in that line. Now, on a, hold on a second. On a different note, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, tickets go on sale for my 2026 Find the Funny Tour. So 10 a.m. Now, some venues, I'm not sure. I think Foxwoods in Connecticut, they're delaying their set. Don't hold me on that. You could try in the morning. JimBreuer.com, 10 a.m. Pre-sale only. You get the pre-sale only. Only you get the pre-sale. So the pre-sale is going to be, here's the code. So you go on JimBreuer.com, you go, oh, wow, he's playing in this city. This is where I want to go. You hit JimBreuer.com. It takes you to the ticket link. I want to see him. Boom, right there. Click. It may ask you for a code. You say funny 2026. Funny 2026. You get the chance for the pre-sale. All right, before it's open to everyone. So that's the first thing I want to tell you about. And then the second thing that I wanted to tell you about was, that's it, right? The tour. But now, here's another thing. My daughter, she showed me this clip last week of like SNL. Okay? And yeah, hold that up. Just keep that there. And last week, she goes, Dad, SNL is, they have some good people there. I go, yeah. And she's showing me, and listen, I'm not going to lie to you. Not that I'm jaded. Yeah, I'm jaded. I know the process that they're going through, and I know what's going on. So I look at it a different way. Sometimes I have to honestly say, I don't watch the whole show. You see the clips. That's what everyone does. This week, what's this kid's name? I call him a kid. Marcelo Hernandez. This guy did Sebastian Maniscalco, the comedian Sebastian Maniscalco. And I'll tell you what, whether you know who Sebastian is, it doesn't matter. This was, for me, I watched this guy perform this sketch probably 5-6 times. Did you hear me laughing? Yes, look at her. Am I exaggerated? He's outside in the lanai, and I'm going, oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, like belly, I was howling with laughter.
He's new.
Yes.
He's new.
Yeah, and so I'm watching him again and again, and then I watched it again. I go, all right, let me watch this with a little more boom. And I watched it again. I was howling with laughter. This guy, if you haven't seen this, and listen, you know me. I've talked about SNL. I'm always just brutally honest. I don't care that I used to be on there. Watch this sketch. Watch this Sebastian Maniscalco. This guy, I wish we could show it, but they're going to flag me. Hey, camera guy, pay attention. Hi. Hey, yes. We don't smokey dokey before Jim goes live. We wait till afterward. This is what happens when the main camera guy's not here. And this is the same guy 2 weeks ago that went. So I'm reeling you in. Her there, pay attention. Show's over here, pal. Not over there while I'm talking in the wall. Did you get a good shot of the whiteness up there with the lights? Wow. That would be Dano. Danny. What do you say, Danny? I don't even remember what. Oh yeah, the Sebastian. We can't play the video, but I'm telling you, Watch this video. I never laughed so hard in my life. And I felt so good for him because I already know where he's at. I know what this kid did. Not only did he murder at this sketch, he just got me to go, I can't wait to watch this guy. And because I was on SNL, I think this kid is living it right now because he's like this right now. He's literally like, he doesn't even understand Lorne Michaels. No matter what he thought of this guy, Lorne Michaels, let me tell you something. When you start doing good on SNL, or you start knocking him out of the park, like this kid just did Sebastian Maniscalco, that's when you get invited by Lorne to his dinner, and not all the cast members do. And that's you would sit there and be like, oh man, I did pretty good in this sketch. But I'd always see like Will Ferrell or like Sherry O'Terry when I was on, or Molly Shannon. I'm like, oh God, they're always going. And then that one day, I think it was the Pesci, first time I did the Pesci show. And she came in, she's like, so Lauren wants to know if you want to go to dinner. I'm like, oh my God, I finally start making, finally. And that kid right now, bro, what's his name, Marcelo? Enjoy that dinner. Order yourself a pasta, have a glass of wine, bro. It was, all right, enough talking about it. I'm just telling you, I love when I see something really funny. So I was going to talk about that more. However, way more important. Now, for you, Wendy, we're going to get more serious now, Wendy. So you might want to hang out. Wendy, you know I love you, but she knows who she is. We're going to get a little more of a serious topic here. Let me look good here. So a while back, what's up, Del?
Hey Jim, how you doing?
I'm doing really good. Are you able to tell? Are you able to push him up in my volume a little bit?
Yep. Tell me if that's good.
Yeah, I think that's way better.
Hey, check one.
First of all, I want to thank you for having me on. I want to say it was a good year and a half, maybe. Something
Maybe
like that.
it's really, man, time has been flying by. It's really hard to judge time any longer, but it seems in a year-ish zone, sure.
But what I really admire was your passion, because you had me on because I made a stance. And the stance was simply, hey, I don't want to play venues that are going to force people to get vaccinated. If we're at a state in our society where they're going to force you to stick a needle in you, and we're not allowed to question it, we've lost. You're beyond slavery to me. You'll roll over for anything. So with that said, you had me on, and I want to thank you for just speaking that. And then we had a good. But what I love where you're at now, which I want you to tell everyone about, is this documentary that you made. And it's an inconvenient study is the name, and they can only get it on your web. They can only get it on highwire.com, or
No, if they go to aninconvenientstudy.com, it's free. You can watch it there. You can download the study itself. You can, read the attacks. We deal with some of the attacks against the film at the moment. Yeah, it's all on aninconvenientstudy.com.
Tell me about it, because listen, I know about it, you know about it, your fans know about it. A lot of my fans already know about it. But what blows my mind, Del, is still when we think people are really catching on and they're really starting to wake up, which they are.
Yeah.
They're still not. They have to hear, and I love what you did. Just tell people a little bit of what they're going to get out of this.
Well, in this conversation about vaccines and safety and freedom, which is at the heart of what, I really appreciated you brought to this, which, I would say beyond slaves. I think if you can be injected with products you don't have control over, you have the same rights as a farm animal. And that's what you're being reduced to. I mean, it's really simple in my mind. So ultimately, I'm just here to make sure that we're fighting to have a right to control what goes into our bodies. But in the pursuit of that, we should know, this idea that vaccines are safe, and effective is such a pile of baloney. And there's mountains of evidence and mountains of science that
Right.
show that the vaccines are safe, or vaccines don't cause autism. All of that, I have worked over the last since 2016 I've sued the government in this process to prove and show that and discover that it's like total bullcrap. But at the heart of this whole thing, really, if we want to end this conversation forever, it's a really simple study we can do. All we have to do, if vaccines are so great, just compare children who received their vaccines with those that never had any. And let's just ask really simple questions. Who had higher rates of ADHD? Who had higher rates of autism? Who had higher rates of bowel disease, all these, and all the psoriasis and if you think of every, commercial that you see on your television, the people scratching and clawing and stomach issues, all that stuff. Let's just see who has the most of that. And so I challenged all the way back in 2016 when I first got into this conversation. I was traveling the country with a documentary I made then called Vaxxed, From Cover Up to Catastrophe, which was specifically about autism and MMR vaccine and a fraud inside the CDC. But while I was on tour with that film, we were pulling up through Michigan, and someone reached out to me and said, "Hey, I know the head of infectious disease at Henry Ford Health in Detroit, Michigan." I mean, Henry Ford Health is one of our top preeminent research institutes in the world. And so I was like, sure, I'd love to talk to him. And so we met for dinner, and it started out with him making sure I knew that he was pro-vaccine, but he had watched my film. He thought it was interesting. But Jimmy started the conversation out at dinner in a way that sort of shocked me. He said, I've been watching these YouTube videos of you around the country, and you've been saying something I took issue with. You keep saying that they've never done the proper science to prove that vaccines are safe. He said, so I sit on the biggest databases in the world, and that's what I do for a living. So I went and looked through those databases so I could bring you the evidence of the science that's been done. And he said, and I'm shocked that I have to sit across from you and tell you you're right. I did not know. We've never done any placebo trials. We've never established safety in any of the childhood vaccines. He was surprised by that. Now, he went on to say, but that doesn't mean, Del, that they're not safe. It just means we can't say that they're safe. And I said, yeah, you do say that they're safe.
Exactly.
That's my problem. You know what I mean? That's my problem. And so that's how our conversation started. He made it clear, though, it wasn't going to change his deep held belief in vaccines. And he said, I don't know what I can really do for you or what I'm doing here. I said, well, how about this? Since you do big studies right up at Henry Ford, he's like, yeah, that's what I do. I was like, why don't you do a study comparing vaccinated to unvaccinated kids? And let's let the chips fall where they may. If you're right, if vaccines are great, we'll see it in this study. And he agreed all the way back in 2016 to do that study. He kind of, it was probably a bet at a dinner that didn't want to get paid up, but over the time I kept calling and saying, hey, you ever gonna do that study? By 2018, I flew in to really, I said, let me meet up with you. I'm gonna bring a lawyer. Let's hang out and talk. Right. I brought Aaron Theory, the attorney that's winning all the lawsuits for us and my nonprofit, and we sat down with him and said, look, if you really want to show the world that vaccines, this is the study to do it. Let's end this conversation forever. There's a civil war going on in this country now around vaccines, and people are getting divided. Let's just put an end to it. And he said, you know what? You're right. And he agreed to do the study. He finally finished it in 2020 and then refused to publish it. And that was the only rule. We only had one rule. We said, Dr. Zervos, no matter what you find in this study, publish it. He's like, I will. He's like, I'm a data guy. I follow the data where it leads me. And I even warned him, Jim. I said, if this study turns out the way I think it might, it could be very damaging to your career. And he said, I don't worry about things like that, Del. I follow the science where it leads me. And besides, I'm, reaching my retirement, age. So, and that's how he put it. But 2020 comes along. He's not publishing it. And I'm calling him. I was like, come on, Dr. Zervos, what's going on? He said, Del, I did not set out to destroy the vaccine program. I said, come again. What about this? I hadn't seen it yet. I was like, what in this study makes you think it's going to destroy the vaccine program? He's like, it's really bad. I said, bad how? He's like, I don't really want to get into the details. So, for about 2 years, I kept calling saying, Dr. Zervos, you need to do what's right. Whatever's there, just publish it, get it peer reviewed. And so by 2022, I kind of had it, and I said, hey, I'm going to be moving. I'm going to be coming through Detroit for doing a speaking engagement out there. Why don't we grab dinner? He said, okay. And so I decided to bring hidden cameras with me and recording equipment so that I could record, the conversation I want to have, which is, why are you not publishing it?
Yeah.
What's in the study that's got you so panicked? And we
Yeah.
talked all about it. And of course, that's the heart of an inconvenient study. And, I know I'm being sort of flippant about it.
No.
It's really a tragedy watching this film, watching a man who could literally save millions of children's lives. He knows it. You can see him grappling with it, but yet he just can't get up the courage. And all I keep saying is, it's a good study, Del. People, I agree, it's important, but I'm not going to publish it because it'll be the end of my career. I'd be finished.
And that,
And
Del, here's the part that what I do enjoy about that. I think it's a lesson in life where we're at a time in history where, are you going to sell your soul?
No.
Now, here's a guy. He's not willing. He might have even been afraid. I can't speak for the men. He may have been afraid of getting killed because that's how powerful that industry is. That industry is powerful. I mean, they run governments mostly. I mean, they make a lot of decisions here. They make a lot of decisions worldwide. They got the entire world to shut down and be extremely aggressive about it. And if you question it, they really came after you. But it's like, I understand at that point, but I pray to God that this doesn't continue, that a career or I would think I'd want that closure before I pass away, that I would feel dirty with that money, but I understand it. So what is revealed? Do you show what's revealed for the people that are interested?
So, the Henry Ford study is now circulating the world. So is this documentary. Many world-renowned scientists are now weighing in on it because it's so troubling. I will say, just for full disclosure, we received a cease and desist letter from Henry Ford Health before the film ever came out. They're threatening, threatened defamation, that essentially they said, we're asserting that the reason that the study didn't get published was because that Zervos was afraid of losing his job, and that it was the results of the study that panicked them and why they didn't. And they said the only reason this study didn't get published is it's not a good study and the data is bad, and that so we're misrepresenting it. Now, I will tell you, Jim, they sent that cease and desist letter prior to knowing that I had undercover footage of the head of their infectious disease department and the lead author on this study singing like a bird, singing the praises of this study, saying how important it was, and that the only reason he wasn't publishing it was because he was afraid to lose his job. But I just want all that to be stated. And by the way, you can at aninconvenientstudy.com, we post the letter. You can see all the complaints by Henry Ford. I'm all about being completely transparent. This is science. This is a scientific method. We should all be debating this. If you got a problem with this study, I want to hear it. Let's have it out. But ultimately, what this study showed is, and it's about 18,500 children were in the study. So it's one of the biggest studies of its kind. Nearly 2,000 of them were unvaccinated. The other 16,500 are vaccinated. And they sort of tracked children that were born into the Henry Ford Health system and made it to about 4 or 5 years on average was the age of the children. And what they discovered was that the conclusion of the study that this very pro-vaccine scientist, Dr. Mark Zervos, wrote is you are 2.5 times more likely to develop a chronic disease if you'd been vaccinated compared to the children that had not been vaccinated. So 150% increased risk, not like, not 2.5%, like, hundreds of percents. And then ultimately huge areas of like neurodevelopmental disorders, 6 times the rate of neurodevelopmental disorders if you've been vaccinated compared to not vaccinated, nearly 6 times the rate of autoimmune disease if you've been vaccinated compared to the vaccinated. There was categories we couldn't even get the statistics on because there were 0 children in the unvaccinated group. So you can't even do math. They just zero that out. It would be like 250, I think it was ADHD had like 250 kids vaccinated in the ADHD group because 0 in the unvaccinated, they couldn't even come up with a 1 out of blah, blah, blah statistic. That was impossible to come to. So there's a lot of issues like that too. But ultimately, the scariest part of this whole study was they did a time to date analysis over the course of 10 years. What would the likelihood you would have a chronic disease be? And amongst the vaccinated, you come out at 57% of the vaccinated would have a chronic disease, and only 17% will have a chronic disease at 10 years old. That's a horrific stat. That is a Mount Everest between the unvaccinated and the vaccinated, and none of it looks good. So it's a really shocking study. People that go to an inconvenientstudy.com, you can download the study and read the whole thing yourself. But you see why he was afraid to publish it and why he believed if it was published, it could spell the end of the vaccine program. And so it's shocking,
But
really shocking.
what people don't understand, which still blows my mind, is that I think in people's minds they just think vaccine should be trusted, and all doctors and the big pharmaceutical, no matter what, should be trusted. And we lived a lifestyle like that for a very long time. And maybe there was people in the very beginning that were caring, but the almighty dollar knows how to weasel its way in, and it knows how to find the areas that are going to search for more greed and not caring. I still say this to this day. So I had a neighbor that was into vaccines and he was pushing me to get vaccinated during COVID. And I said, no. And he said, what are you afraid of? I said, I'm not afraid. Why would I just had COVID. Why would I? And I tell him, I go, who in our neighborhood? I don't want to hear they died on television. I don't want to hear that it's in the paper. I don't want to hear. I want a name of the person you know that passed away. You know them personally, and they didn't die in the hospital. I don't want to hear they went to the hospital and died. I want to hear they were at home, and I'm not saying that didn't happen. And I go, until I hear that, I just came back from a tour. I did 60 cities. I did meet and greets at the end of every show. I went in 45 different hotels. I met up to 140 people a night. I went on escalators. I played in Vegas. I got in taxis. I got in Ubers. I stayed in Airbnbs. I opened the doors of many, and I don't know, none of us died. So when you call an epidemic, they really. But what people need to understand is what a powerful movement that was. Now, if I can, I'm sorry, brother. What were you going to say? You're my guest. What were you going to say?
Well, sometimes I like to correct that, maybe only because I think it's hard for them to make that jump. You're right. Money is infiltrated this thing, but it's not going to the doctor you're sitting, certainly not the pediatricians and things you're sitting across from.
Right.
They think they're doing what's right. They
Correct.
don't know that their boss, right?
Yes.
That there's a giant bonus being handed to the hospital if the vaccine rate is at a certain level. And your boss of the hospital is saying, I want you, if you have parents asking too many questions about vaccines, or if it sounds like they're going to skip one, you kick them out of the practice. You just tell them, you go ahead and leave and don't come back here till you're ready to get your vaccines. And that's how people are being treated. They don't understand why. And it's because you've got these quotas they have to make. The insurance companies are driving it. And you're right. I would describe it, it's a religion it's definitely more than a science. The science is not there, but boy, they have got us bowed down to this altar of Western medicine
I don't
and
get it.
lining up for vaccines. And all I'd say is this, Jim. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here if we had the healthiest kids in the world. If this program was working and trusting our doctors really was making our children healthy, and they were just these bright, shiny, happy little children bouncing around. But 54% of our kids have chronic disease now. That's up from 12.8% just in the 1980s. What's the big difference? Well, there's a lot of things that happen. We had plastics and forever chemicals and pesticides on our food. But the thing that I'm tracking is we had 12.8% chronic disease in the 1980s. We were only getting 10 vaccines. And now when you look at 54% chronic disease, our children are getting 54 shots, 72 total vaccines because many of them are multi-dose shots. And all we've seen is the greatest decline in human health ever recorded. To go from 12% to 54%, it's literally a coin toss. Flip a coin, and that is the chance that your kid is going to have a chronic disease the rest of their lives. That's not right. Your immune system shouldn't be attacking your cells in your own body. Something's gone off the rails, and we could blame a lot of things. I'd say, why don't we look the closest?
Yeah.
If autoimmune disease, which is immune dysregulation, if that's really what our problem is the crisis of our time, why do we look closest at the one product's designed to alter our immune system for life? Let's start there. Not with the fluoride in the water, it's a problem and all the other things, but this product is designed to confuse your immune system and make it think it's had a disease it didn't have. And we're not just giving you one confusing shot or 2 times or 10 times or 20 times or 50 times, 72 times. We are tricking your body into thinking it's had a disease. And oh my God, Eureka, we can't figure it out. For some reason, every mammal, every human in America, our bodies, our immune systems are attacking the cells in our own bodies. Our immune systems are totally out of whack. And I don't know what we're doing differently. I don't know. You've been jacking with our immune systems, 6 times a year and 10 vaccines at a time. Let's start looking there.
It's just, if you said it, first of all, I saw a really great meme the other day, and the meme was like, "Hey, I'm going to the doctor to inject my kid with aluminum," and they started naming every single scenario.
Formaldehyde, polysorbate, aborted fetal DNA, hamster kidneys, lung fiberglass from chimpanzees.
Right. And if I just told you that's what I was doing, most of society would say, whoa, what are you being serious right now? But that's what, no, it's a vaccine, so it's safe. And I call it the SEAL syndrome. No offense to anyone, but it's just, here you go. Yes, this makes you safe. And I don't mean to making fun of people, but it drives me nuts. Here's 2 things, too, Del. I was doing for a friend a benefit every year, and this was like right after COVID, and his daughter. Now we can't prove it's the day they pushed for the swine flu. This was years ago, the swine flu. So you need the swine flu vaccination. His child was 5 years old. And the next morning, she woke up paralyzed. And what drives me crazy is the amount of people that will argue with you when you know as a parent exactly what is good. You know your child more than anything. You saw that child before they walked in that doctor's office. You saw that child before they took that swine flu shot. You knew that child. And now here it is the next day, and you're telling everyone, even the, quote, experts, hey, man, my kid's paralyzed. Well, what'd they eat, a bad burger? Well, they did get a shot that had nothing to do with that. It's safe and effective. And on my life, one of the doctors told them, listen, you need to go see a specialist like a neurologist, and you've got to get things out of her system. It was from the shot. Now, this is all just for entertainment, folks. Maybe I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. So, and praise God, the kid eventually got healed way later. And one of my best friends, too, I'll say this, and I'll say 2 more things. I won't keep you here long. One of my best friends, his child is autistic. And he always, once in a while, after a couple cocktails, will say, Jim, I really do think it was the vaccine. My kid was fine until they got those vaccines. My kid was with me, so I won't. But what do you do? And every time he says that, I want to cry. Because there's just as many people that are venging, spitting out blood, spitting out, what are you, an anti? They made it political, that won't listen to this man. They won't listen to this human heart. And this is the human heart exists, and we know what we're doing here. We know what we see. And we're not trusting the television. We're not trusting who they say we should trust. We trust our hearts. We trust our instincts. It's not that hard, Del. It's really, and this is the first time my family that we have multiple kids that have something going on. We've never had that in existence of the entire Breuer family, ever. And it's the first time this generation is three kids, all something going on. So I praise you for the battle you've been doing. I know it's not easy because people don't understand. We are fighting a mafia. It's one of the biggest organized crime.
It's the biggest. This makes the mafia look like a joke. This is the power grabbing monster of the world. As you said, it got every government of the world to shut every citizen down. I would say every other world war was one continent against another or one nation against another. This was the first world war where it was every government against its people. And Pharma was behind it. Pharma did it. It was, and look, we could get deep in other conversations sometime about why, but vaccines is a perfect delivery system when you want to control your population. We've already caught them sterilizing girls in Kenya. We use vaccines to sterilize deer. I'm not saying they're sterilizing people now, but they want a system in place that you just line up. They give you whatever. You never ask a question. Don't ask what's in it. How many are you giving me? What's going on? Are you giving me the same one as the guy that just walked in here before me that drove up in the Rolls Royce? Am I getting the same one now that I'm a poor person? I'm trying we're getting the same thing, right? You would never know. I mean, so it's a perfect delivery system. If they ever want to control the population through injections, right?
We're not saying that.
Choose whose DNA you really want to keep on the planet. They can do that with the vaccine program. All right, so.
hey, listen, Bill Gates. I know he's not a doctor. I know he's not a scientist, but heck. He knows the special when it comes to vaccine. He knows the amount of billions he made a crushing on vaccine. And he'll be the first one to look you in the face and say, the best way to depopulate, let me repeat that word, depopulate. Did Bill Gates say that? Yes, he did.
Yes,
How to depopulate is through... We start with vaccines and we just jab them in the kids. It's on video, folks. What do you think? He's coming from the specialist arena? Anyway, amazing. I love what you're doing, man. Yeah,
it's important. And to your friends that are going through that, I've done over 1,000 interviews. I've been very specific in my work as a journalist on this issue. These parents they'll say, they want something to blame. They want to blame the vaccines. I guarantee you, talk to anyone that's been through it. That's the last thing they want to blame. They are praying it's their DNA. Tell me it was genetic, that there was nothing I could do about it. This was just meant to be, and I'll hand it to God and move on with my life. It is what it is. But when they find out that I was making my child worse with every vaccine and I didn't get it, and I could have stopped this and not done it to my child, and then I stopped vaccinating my second child, and they're only partially injured. They have Asperger's. My first child's got severe autism, will never speak again. My second child has an Asperger's. They're in college doing well. But my third child, no vaccines, valedictorian of the class, the healthiest kid you've ever seen, never gets sick. I have heard that story hundreds of times, Jim, and that's what we're dealing with, right? And it's the gaslighting by our government, the gaslighting by this industry. And that's where I fault the doctors. The doctors have been gaslighting their patients. You know what? Wake up to the fact that we're at 1 in 12.5 boys in California being diagnosed with autism. All right. It hasn't always been here. It was not 12.5 men walking around right now. Jim and I don't have friends. We never known anyone that had this issue. This is a crisis. It's taking our children away from us. And now 75% of children can't even qualify for our military. They're so sick. Okay, we're about to not be able to mount a standing army. We can't even mount a standing Starbucks if we keep this up. We have a real problem on our hands.
Well, I'll tell you this. You go. There's no passion where you go. All right, so Del, I will tell you this, and I want all the moms to know what you just hit a point. Any parent out there, don't you dare feel guilty.
No.
Don't you dare feel guilty, because we were all fed information, whether you send your son to war and it turned out they didn't have weapons of mass destruction. We have all got guilt in our lives. Yeah. Don't you dare let that rule, but please understand that's how powerful this machine is willing to go to make you feel that way. And the fact that every parent out there that's able to not to put those emotions aside and go, you know what? Right now that is what it is, I'm going to deal with that's okay. What we do now is stopping this from happening to anyone, because I don't want anyone else to go through what I went through. So I praise everyone that's doing that right now. And listen, all the world's problems isn't vaccines. That's not what me and Del are talking about here. But we have to stop avoiding putting our head in the sand. And, you know, I had a conversation, Del, where a comedian called me, and he debated and argued with me for over an hour about, and he was going, and I would tell him examples of my friend and this one, and where do you get your, and the problem is a lot of society that goes, where do you get your information from? I get it from the same place you people do, where they all lie to your face your entire lifetime. Your entire lifetime. They sell you on wars. They sell you on hate. They say, to believe this and to believe that and to believe this and go do that. And then it turns out they lie, but they're not accountable. So where do you get your information? Real reliable sources? That's what it's like. People don't understand. This is real. It's very real. And we have to start grasping it, and we have to just go, you know what? There's something wrong here. I gotta check this out. I haven't watched it yet, and I'm not gonna pretend I did, but I want everyone to check this out, because I've seen scenes from this, and I know what you're about, and I knew you were on a mission from the day I met you. I'm like, this guy, he's not stopping. That Bigtree's got a studio. He's committed. Highwire.com is where we can find us.
Is. Yeah, the highwire.com, but then check out an inconvenientstudy.com. You can watch the movie for free right now, right there. Super short. I think it's like an hour and 20 minutes.
Which is short, and it goes quick. It goes quick.
It goes quick, and it's getting really great reviews. A lot of people are reaching out to me and saying, my friend that was not listening on this, my loved one, my parent, my child is going to vaccinate their kids. They've seen this movie, and now they're sharing it with everybody. It's a very powerful film, and it asks a very important question. Why is it that not a major medical institution in the world or a government or health agency in all this time has ever been able to do a study comparing vaccinated to unvaccinated children, where the vaccinated came out healthier? This study has been done 5 times. This one in the center of this film is by the most reputable institution, and it's the biggest one of its kind. And it set out to prove all the other smaller studies like this wrong, and ended up proving the same thing. That's reproducible science. When your enemies try to prove you wrong and they prove you right, then I think you're onto something. We're onto something here. We've been onto something. This is a serious issue, and our kids deserve to be healthy. And if you think we just went back to living a more, basically natural life, your body wants to survive. It doesn't want to be sick. It doesn't need to be injected with monkey kidneys and aborted DNA and
aluminum,
mercury and aluminum and formaldehyde. It just doesn't need this stuff to be healthy. It's not helping us. So yeah, check out the film though. Look,
thank you.
We leave it objective. You decide for yourself. I'd love to hear from you. Do you think that we should have put this movie out? I mean, clearly Henry Ford doesn't want it out. This doctor, I think when you see him, seems clear to me, he thinks this study is important. He's afraid. And we can't all die because someone's afraid to do what's right. And Jim, you're one of the few. You know what it's like. I mean, you talk about that. You know how many comedians? I mean, the rebels of our society all just chickened out. You know,
Bands,
stuck their heads in their asses
rock
and
stars,
just hid like little babies, rock stars, actors. It was pathetic,
your
man.
favorite
So
politicians just folded
Yeah.
like babies, took the cash and said, no, really, it's safe and effective. Okay. They even bullied you. When you gotta go on television and you gotta bully someone like, you know what the problem is? You, because you're unvaccinated. You are when you gotta sell me, when you gotta get the mayor of New York City laughing in your face, eating McDonald's, McDonald's, horse meat, just, oh, so I get free French fries if I get vaccinated? Did anyone, if you said, well, because he's eating McDonald's, I got to go get vaccinated, the mayor said it. If that's where we're at as society, I think we're in serious trouble. Serious trouble.
Definitely, but let's also, I like to also, I'm not a glass is half empty.
No, it's good.
Of this country, 30% of this country rejected that vaccine with the greatest propaganda push and guilt trip that has ever been on television 24 hours a day. That's pretty good. And I would say, 50% of this country didn't want the damn vaccine, but their job was being taken away. They didn't know how to take care of their children, so they were just trying to do what's right to be a provider. So more than 50% of this country wanted to say, fuck you anyway. And so even with that mind-melting propaganda that Biden spent $10 billion on. So, I have hope. Man.
Me too.
The people are getting it. They're waking up. We're
too.
getting there.
Me too.
It's good stuff.
Del Bigtree, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate you. From the High Wire, and dude, the documentary, The Inconvenient Study. Have a good one, brother. Be safe.
All right, Jim, you take care.
You do the same.
All right.
He's got a great place over there in Dallas, Texas. You wouldn't know. So, it's a subject where some people get hopped up. Instead of getting hopped up, just look into it. Stop believing everything. Now, we're going to end this. We're going to end this with the Herbinator, because we need to end this with a bang. Herbinator actually, look, he's already excited. Look, he's already, wait, don't read him yet. Wait, don't read him. The Herbinator last week absolutely crushed, because the joke is, if this is your first week, he can't get through the jokes without already laughing. That's what's really funny. Look at he goes, I like when his mouth goes. Okay, so what do we? Okay, let's. Are these? Go ahead. The first Herbinator joke. Ready?
The Herbinator? The mama joke? What? No. All right. Your mama jokes. Your mama's so fat that when she sat on Walmart, she lowered the prices.
Okay. Which one are you gonna do now? Another your mama? Okay. Let's see your mama fat jokes.
Your mama's so ugly that she went into a haunted house and she came out with a job of it.
I love how he can't get through it. Oh, God.
Another one.
Oh, you got another one?
Your mama's so fat, when I told her to touch her toes, she said, "What toes?"
I think that's my favorite part, when he says the joke and in between the he goes, ah. Okay. All right, go ahead.
One?
Yeah, one more.
All right. Your mama's so stupid, She took a ruler to see how long she slept.
Right now, there's someone in France going, Herbinator.
Norway.
Well, I know that's Norway. You're in Norway? What are you doing in Norway?
On a tour with the 50-plus club. All the old people over 70.
Oh, wait, so it was a 50... That means I'm old. Jesus. So this was a 50-plus club.
In Chester.
Oh, and you guys...
And we all went to Norway. Remember when I ripped the tire off the car?
Oh, my God, yes. Oh, my God, it's right. You were getting... I get a... Wait, what?
Well, the tires were brand spanking new.
What happened?
Your mother-in-law says, park over there by Fred. And I parked over there, boop, ripped the tire right off the dark car. And a Belgian block. You know what Belgian blocks are?
No.
The Belgian block curb.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The like the curb little things.
They love tires. They take them right off the car.
Wait a minute. So did you go over it?
No, I scraped it alongside and then went on top and cut a big hole in it. You had to get the car towed.
No, I remember that. They're
We
going.
were gone. You know, we had to get on a plane.
Yeah, they were in a bus and I get a call from from my mother-in-law. I think it was she called. She's like, Can you get our car because Herb? And I hear in the back, I didn't do it, Jen. You told me to park the damn thing in the car right there in the car. I didn't want to park there, and I said, don't blame it on me. Oh, Herb. Oh, Jesus, Jen. That's all I hear for like, I'm like, what do you need? Did you get a car and a car? I said, I'll get a tire and I'll pay you. Don't worry about it. But it all worked out. That's when you went to Norway?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were getting on a bus and the bus left. Okay. Was it a cruise?
Yeah, it was a flight over there.
Yeah.
And it was a boat, a cruise boat or a mail boat, all up the coast of Norway to the North Slope. It was really nice.
Did you say a mail boat?
A mail boat, you know, mail.
M-A-I-L?
Yes. And they delivered in mail to all these ports, a lot more at night.
Wait a minute. Maybe I'm a little messed up in the head, right? Wait a minute. Okay.
Look at the country of Norway. It's ocean. It's all got these fords and fjords or whatever they call them.
No, I understand. But what I understand is
Mail, whatever, and then they go to the next port. They didn't even wake us up when they come in, drop the mail off, and just like a truck. But they can't do it up there because they have no roads in a lot of places.
so they were mail boats, but with passengers on them.
Yeah. Regular cruise ship, actually, in a way. Small, but you know.
So it's a cruise. Bless you. It's a cruise ship and it's a mail boat. Sounds like hard times in Norway.
As soon as you cross the Arctic Circle, there are no trees, though. That's what really surprised me. And a lot of these wind turbines up there that you don't like.
Oh no, I don't like those. The wind.
Wow.
That I know. Yeah, I don't get. They don't. I think that was the same, or it might have been. Well, maybe it was whatever. Jersey Shore. They were trying to put all of them up there.
They're there.
Well, some of them are there, but they wanted to put a whole shebiggle up there. That's the first time I realized some of our waters are not owned by the U.S. and can be leased out by foreign lands. Oh, yeah. Did you go down that hole? Yeah, I was like, what? Oh, yeah, they rent from... What do you mean they rent? We rent water space. Did you even know that existed? Nobody does. No one knows these things. It's nuts. These guys just come in and like, keep working, America. We're going to take your money. Denmark gets to hang out here on the Jersey Shore and put some windmills. It's for the planet Earth. As whales every other day are on the shore. Has nothing to do with us. All right. Sorry. Next joke.
All right, we'll go to the other one. Did you hear about the restaurant on the moon? Great food, but no atmosphere.
That one might put Herbie down. Herbie may go down. He liked the no. All right, that was a good one. Almost knocked you out. This was he's already got the giggles.
Man, I took origami for a while. I don't know what it means though. But I gave it up.
Origami, right? This thing?
Yeah, like origami.
Origami. That's what it is. For a while. But I gave it up because it was too much paperwork.
You got one more? Your mama? Yeah. Oh yeah. Do let's finish with your mama's jokes.
All right. Your mama's so fat that when she went to the zoo, the hippos got chills.
Oh, down goes Herbie! Down goes Herbie with the fat hippo joke. He loves fat jokes. Herbie loves fat jokes. That was on like the 15-second meter. No, not yet. There was one fat joke he said. He couldn't get through it. And he must have laughed at the same joke 100 times. It was something like, I don't remember the setup. All I remember was like, does the farmer know that one of his pigs are missing? It was.
Wow.
Oh God! It was something like that.
Yeah, but I don't remember it. Oh, God.
It was all I remember was like just the farmer knows pig is missing, and he was this. It was that for 30 seconds. He was out. We got to time how long he can't get to the next joke.
You want me to go to the next joke?
Yeah, one last.
All right, one last one. Let's see. Your mama's so ugly that she went to a script club. They paid to keep her clothes on.
No, do the last one. Yeah.
Your mama's so fat she walked past the TV, and I missed 3 episodes.
And Mom's gonna be good. She's gonna be good. His wife is a lot better today, and it seems like she's gonna get out tomorrow.
Yeah, the cardiac version.
So what?
The cardiac version would have shocked you.
Yeah. So she gets this AFib, and it's not a good thing. It's not a good, like the heart starts going all this, and I know it's not easy. I know that's on your mind. You pretend it isn't, but I see it is.
Every joke, huh?
No. But in the end, isn't that a lot more just laughing one another, getting along, trying to get by our day, lifting each other up, turn off the noise, and maybe we get more of that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my God. No, my God, love having you. And so do they. They love you. He got called the Herbinator today. What happened? Tell us exactly what happened.
No, I went for lunch when I'm visiting Mom. Right. And I'm getting my food, and this guy, he comes and looks at me. He says, Herbinator! Hi, how are you?
How? He was like, I got recognized in the cafe. It was awesome. Listen, find some time for yourself. Find some time for your family. Find some time to meditate. Find some time to spread some love. Find some time to heal. Find some time to do something positive. And find some time to turn off the noise. We'll see you next week on Jim Breuer Live. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, pre-sale tickets just for you on jimbreuer.com. So you go on jimbreuer.com, hit the venue you want to go to or the city you want to go to, and then you click that on. It'll bring you to the ticket link, and then your code is funny 2026. Funny 2026. And I already said, I'm telling you, I'm this close to being able to bring the Herbinator on the road for a couple gigs. I think that makes him giddy. He likes that idea. Oh, you have to leave the house for long periods of time? This is a dream come true. Don't tease me like that. All right. I love you, man. Fall tour. Check out JimBreuer.com. We'll see you soon. And we have I filmed a new Funny How God Works, which I really, really am going to put out there on a whole different way, which we'll explain as we go down the road. Do we have an idea? And this one's about my wife. You may not even know the story. No, it's pretty wild. Yeah. You're not into that stuff. It's cool. It's all good. Matter of fact, do you ever see the Funny How God Works? The one where I do my dad and the Cardinal. If you go to where they go, YouTube? Yeah. If you go to YouTube, you hit Funny How God Works, and what is it called? Losing my dad or losing your dad. Okay. When the Cardinals started going around the house, do you remember? And I was right. He's tapping the windows, and I'm like, I think this is weird. I was like praying and showed up. My dad, and he goes, which? He's like, it's a male bird. It's a male bird, and he sees his reflection in the window. And he's just being very territorial, and that's why he's tapping the window. He's trying to attack and let that bird know, hey, which makes a lot of sense. But this happened for a year and a half, right? Yeah. Which was weird. Yeah. And then we went away to Turks and Caicos. Me, your daughter, and the girls went to Turks and Caicos. And I told you I did this whole thing where I let my dad go. Right? If you go watch it, I let my dad go, and I was crying, blah, blah, blah. And I remember all the things that would trigger me into crying and thinking of him. It stopped. I even said when I let him go, like, Dad, I'll let you go, and I'm not going to cry anymore. I'm just going to think of you, and I'm going to laugh. And I actually, for those of you that lose people, I will tell you this. If you allow it, as time goes on, you're never going to be 100% healed. I still have sobs once in a while. I still have but very, very rare now. But when you heal from that, I can honestly say I think of my mother and my father's presence, like their presence, like 24/7. They're with me now more than they were when they were here in my life. And that doesn't make me, what I mean by that is I don't mean like, oh, well, it's better when they go, you know what I mean. The best way to explain it is like if you watch Star Wars. When Luke Skywalker lost Obi-Wan Kenobi, Obi-Wan was still he was more powerful on the other side. He was more powerful on the other side. So when I healed from that and I let my dad go, I came home, and the first thing this was so funny because I'm like, oh my God! I come home and I go, you were watching the Cats. Oh, the Cats. Which, listen, I'll tell you the same thing. My wife has a regiment when it comes to watching the Cats. Yeah, I mean, it's like I feel bad when people come over to watch our cats while my wife's explaining it. You're okay, 7 a.m. you have to pick up, and you take this one, he has to sit, and you have to put her outside and feed them this amount and that amount, and then you have to tell them to sit over there, and then when they want to walk, and then lay down over here at this time, and you have to play with them with this toy for 3 minutes. She gives a whole list, and while she's saying that, I'm just going, just feed them and leave. Just feed them, then you can go. I'm saying because I seen them blanking out. You would have these chores, and for the record, she was pissed every time we came home.
Really?
Oh my God, because she would the worst thing.
I didn't do it the way she wanted me to do it.
Yeah.
I did it the way. Eat, go out, leave them. Leave them.
But not only that, like we come home and I'd be so scared every time we came home from a trip. I'd be petrified because I just spent tons of money. We had a great time. Of course, they wanted the most elaborate things. And the meals were a lot. None of that mattered. None of that mattered. I had the best memories in the world. Everything's great. But that whole vacation would come to a crashing halt the minute we walk into the house and she'd go, I smell kitty litter. She would.
Amazes me how they can smell that.
As soon as she's in the house, they didn't clean the kitty litter the way I told them to clean the kitty litter. And that was it. That was it. For the next 24 hours, like kitty litter, I had them multiple times. I don't know why they oh my God. So when we came home, oh, dude, I forgot about this.
2 cats.
Twice we left and left Herb and his wife Ginny in charge of our cats. Twice came home, dead cats.
1 cat was dead, but they put it down. It had something wrong with it, right?
Oh, wait.
The cat had something wrong with it. The second cat, what's his name? Reardon, I think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Reardon's, yes.
What's wrong with the cat? Then I go to the dog and a vet. We were eating right down the street from the place. I couldn't find it. I got lost, right?
Yeah.
I went in the vet. Well, we're going to have to put your cat down. All right, I'll pay for it. It's $600 to kill a cat, I said? I used to work for a vet when I was a kid. You go, give it a shot and let it die, you know?
But what happened?
$600 to do it a shot, I was really...
Well, not only that, but remember, I get a call with these two. These two are trying to bury our cat.
Couldn't find a box, right, or anything to put it in. So I got a shoebox, right? I found a shoebox.
This is while we're gone in Turks and Caicos.
Me and her and we're out. Dan Raiden dig a hole, all rocks, Chester's all rocks. We finally got a hole, right? And we put it in. It wasn't deep enough. So
Now it's also cold in New Jersey, and wasn't the soil really hard to dig up?
We finally got to put it. Wasn't deep enough. I said, it's got to be deeper than that. And I picked the damn thing up. The damn cat drops out of the box. Dead cat. I says, we got to get it in there somehow. And she comes home and she puts a big heart around the cat.
Right. So it worked.
I think some animal dug it up. I don't know. I hope she don't listen to this.
She never watches it. She doesn't follow any of my. She really doesn't. She doesn't. But you know the way only when Dee finds out, one of her friends go, "Oh my gosh, when your father-in-law and Jim were talking about the dead cat in the yard and how it got dug up and you didn't know about it." What? And she's and she starts playing horrible on pickleball for the next hour. So you totally
You think one of her friends are going to tell her?
we'll find out.
Please don't.
Yeah. But yeah.
Here for another 5 days.
I think that's a better ending than how I was going to end it. Yeah. But he's yeah, always just as a matter of fact. And I came home, I was all spirit. I'm like, hey, man, you told me that the bird was gone. You're like, that bird left in the middle of the week. And I
think a cat got it. Banging against the window and it was, I don't know.
He did say that. I think the cat got it. But I came home too, and it was just, I was like, wow, I mean, the bird's gone? I go, whoa, I let my dad go this week. And I remember sitting down, like, getting all heavy, like, wow, that's amazing. It had nothing to do with that. It's a bird and it migrates. He goes, it's either that or the cat get it. The cat The cat got the bird. Just like the guy in the alligator belly on the bottom of the water. That's why, yeah. Thank you. I had a good time tonight. Love you. We got a couple more days. All the best to all of you and your families and all that. Spread love, spread goodness. Go see a family member. Go talk to a friend. Turn off the noise. Just practice it. Practice it for 24 hours, for 48 hours. Go out in the wilderness. Meditate. Take a walk. Go out in nature. Say hello to someone. We'll see you next time. Jim Breuer Live. Tickets go on sale in the morning. Funny 2026 is the code for JimBreuer.com. Later, taters.